Unit 8. You are going to hear a radio program about the Sundance Film Festival. You will hear the program in several parts. After each part, you will hear some questions. For each question, choose the correct answer. First, listen to the introduction and note the example question below.
This is Andrea Summers, and we are broadcasting live on WNB from the world-famous Sundance Film Festival. With me to tell us a little about the origins of the festival is film critic Dan Bradley. Dan, when exactly did the Sundance Film Festival begin?
Well, the festival as we know it today began in 1981 in Park City, Utah. It actually developed out of the Utah U.S. Film Festival, which Sterling Van Wagenen and Robert Redford had founded several years previously in order to attract filmmakers to the state of Utah and promote the production of independent filmmaking.
Example: when was the Utah U.S. Film Festival founded? The correct answer is B.
I'm particularly interested in learning about what the Sundance Institute has to do with the film festival. Tell us a little about that.
Well, the Sundance Institute is a nonprofit organization that was established in 1980 in order to discover and encourage independent artists such as directors, screenwriters, composers, playwrights, and theater artists. Its aim is to support and inspire these artists and help audiences discover them too. The Institute has a number of projects and initiatives. The Sundance Film Festival is one of them. The film festival became a part of the Institute in 1985 with the help of founder Robert Redford. This is also when the festival started adding international films to its programming.
That's very interesting. Now, Dan, the Sundance Film Festival is a major event in the film industry worldwide. Could you tell us what has led to its great success?
Certainly. Over the years, the festival has grown from a modest, low-budget event to one which now attracts major studio directors, Hollywood celebrities, an abundance of media attention, and of course, paparazzi. Several things have contributed to this growth. For one, the fact that Robert Redford is a resident of Utah, where the festival takes place, definitely creates a lot of publicity and attention. Another important factor is the venue. Having the festival at a ski resort in winter definitely adds to the attraction of it. Actually, did you know that Sidney Pollack, the famous Hollywood director, suggested that the festival be moved from September to January? He made this suggestion because having the festival at a ski resort in the winter would draw more people, especially from Hollywood. Now it's held at the Sundance Ski Resort.
1. Whose work does the Sundance Film Festival promote? Two. How long has the festival included international films? Three. Why does the Sundance Film Festival take place in January?
How does the Sundance Institute feel about the way the festival has developed?
That's a good question. In 2007, they started a campaign to distance the festival from all the media frenzy and paparazzi. They handed out buttons to independent filmmakers, reminding them to focus on film and not be influenced by all the publicity and commercialism. You know, some of the sponsoring companies had actually started handing out gifts to those who attended the festival, and independent marketing operations have been set up during the festival. This blatant behavior goes against the whole idea of what the festival stands for. Though it's not illegal per se, it's still not something we want to encourage.
4. What does the motto, "Focus on Film," mean? 5. What does Dan say about the commercialization of the festival?
Thank you very much for your time, Dan. Now let's turn to Ed Howard, a member of the festival's programming committee. Ed, tell us, what exactly does the programming committee do?
Andrea, our job is to review thousands of independent films in order to find that special talent that we are looking for. What we are particularly interested in is independence of thought, as well as creative risk-taking in the development of ideas. Films that are in some ways revolutionary or thought-provoking. We see films of all kinds, from all over the world, in almost every language known to man. In fact, we even started doing an online short film contest, and during the festival, we constantly streamed the shorts through our website, www.sundance.org/festival. It's great exposure for people who make short films, especially film students.
6. What is the main criterion for a film to be chosen for the festival? Seven. What kind of films are shown on the Sundance website?
I suppose that young artists come to the festival with high hopes of gaining recognition and establishing a name for themselves.
That's true. As a matter of fact, some of the most famous independent filmmakers like Quentin Tarantino and Kevin Smith got their lucky break here at Sundance. After Reservoir Dogs in 1992 and Clerks in 1994, the world was introduced to the greatness of Tarantino and Smith. Both of these films were groundbreaking in their categories and really put the idea of independent filmmaking on the map. After these two movies, we saw an increase in the creation of low-budget independent films.
That's very lucky for us. Now, I'd like to take this opportunity to have you explain to our listeners just how the festival got its name.
Of course, the festival was named after the Sundance Kid. That was Robert Redford's character in the movie Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. I hope that satisfies your listeners' curiosity.
8. What happened when movies like Reservoir Dogs and Clerks were shown? Nine. Where did the name of the festival come from?
Now, Ed, why don't you tell us a little more about the Sundance Institute and its role in the festival?
The Institute supports independent artists in several ways. First, it supports nonfiction by providing year-long financial support from its documentary fund, which encourages creative independent documentary filmmakers to promote and exhibit their work. Other forms of support offered by the Sundance Institute include screenwriter and filmmaker labs, advice about creativity, and financial support. Finally, the Sundance Film Music Program helps emerging composers and advises them how they can influence independent filmmakers. The Institute also houses a unique archive of independent music.
10. Apart from financial support, how else does the Sundance Film Festival support independent artists? (11) Which group of professionals does the Institute organize labs for?
That's excellent, Ed. So, if someone wants to help out at the festival behind the scenes, is this possible?
Oh, sure. The Institute has a number of year-round staff positions that people can apply for if they are in the area or want to move here. However, volunteering during the festival itself is a very popular option. The Institute and the festival rely on the commitment and dedication of our volunteers, so we love all the applicants we can get. We have an incredibly diverse group of volunteers each year, and we absolutely do not discriminate in terms of gender, race, religion, or against those with disabilities. It's very easy to apply. You can download the application form from our website, or if you have any questions, you can email us at institute@sundance.org. And even if you don't live nearby, don't worry. We still need volunteers all over the country, and even on an international level to help promote the festival. We appreciate help and support in any form, whether it's donations, promotion, or just word-of-mouth attention.
12. What is true about the festival volunteers? (13) How can volunteers from abroad help to support the festival?
Why do you think film festivals, in particular the Sundance Film Festival, are so important?
Well, festivals are considered to be the lifeblood of the international filmmaking community. Without this opportunity for the independent films of the U.S. and other countries, they might not have been seen or, more importantly, they may not have been distributed or promoted at all.
Do these independent films avoid the dangers of commercialism that affect certain parts of the film industry?
Certainly, festivals such as the Sundance Film Festival focus on films that possess great artistic and creative merits. Films that tend to focus on social issues which may not always have been commercial successes but are thought-provoking. These independent films share a common thread such as political, moral, or personal social themes. They tend to reflect the various problems existing in the world right now. Many describe personal solutions in order to survive and continue day after day.
That's very interesting. Can you please give us your views on independent films which emphasize environmental and social issues?
Well, independent filmmaking represents a persistent presence of a broad spectrum of ideas. We can see that the issues raised by these films are close to real-life events currently happening in our world. People are making changes in their lifestyles in order to protect the environment. Finally, I would like to add that we, the audience, will be surprised by how many of these independent films will end up being successful. The majority of them gain popularity because they tend to reflect our common concerns for a better world.
14. What makes festivals like the Sundance Film Festival so important? (15) What do movies shown at the Sundance Film Festival usually emphasize? (16) Why are many independent films so successful?
Thank you, Ed. I'm sure there are many of our listeners out there who are fascinated by everything that goes on outside of the public eye. I am now speaking to Emily Sanders, a resident of Park City. Emily, tell us what it's like to live so close to such an esteemed event.
Well, as you can imagine, it has its ups and downs. First, we are able to get our movie tickets earlier than the visitors, so it's very easy for us to see what we want. And of course, everyone loves the thrill of seeing a celebrity in your hometown, especially one you love. The unfortunate part is usually the fact that they are surrounded by hordes of paparazzi. It does bring a lot of business to our town, though, which I'm sure everyone appreciates.
Now, Emily, You told me that you have lived here your whole life, so you've seen the festival from its humble beginnings. Can you describe what the town was like then with respect to the presence of the festival? And how is it different today?
Park City was definitely a different place back in the 70s. The town was much smaller then and very quiet. Today there are about 8,000 permanent residents, and that number grows during the festival. Back then, we still had skiing as a popular pastime, but today it's grown into an actual business. I'm sure that Sundance had a hand in that. Now, with all the attention from the festival, the tourism industry has really taken off.
17. What is a negative effect of having celebrities in Park City? (18) How has the population changed since the beginning of the festival?
Other than the festival, what's the draw for the area? What can tourists do here?
During the winter, the main activity is anything snow-related. There are several popular resorts here, such as the Canyons and the Park City Mountain Resort. Each one has different things to do like skiing and bobsledding, but you can also go tubing down a snow-covered hill. It's better than using a sled. The rest of the year, the resorts are still open and you can swim and do sports. Plus, we have a very active nightlife as well as lots of culturally related places to visit. There are museums, the theater, and concert halls. Oh, but the best thing about our town is definitely the natural scenery. I mean, look around. It's stunning here. We have all these beautiful mountains with parks and things to explore. You never run out of things to do here, even in the off-season.
That sounds nice, Emily. We really appreciate your talking to us. It certainly sounds like you've seen your fair share of changes around here. That's all the time we have today, listeners. Make sure to see as many of the Sundance Film Festival entries as you can. I know I will.
19. When are the resorts open? (20) What does Emily believe is the greatest attraction of the town?